Hey you guys, this video is going to be part 2 of our decal videos, and in this video we're going to be putting our new decals on the Jeep now that we've got the old ones off. Let's go ahead and see what we've got. So here we have our decals laid out in front of us. These are the ones we're going to be putting on the Jeep. We've got a Star Wars Scout Trooper helmet, and that's going to go on the left side where the line was with the American flag on top. We have a small Empire symbol, which is going to go back where the star was in the back right. And we have a large Empire symbol, which is going to go where that big star was on the hood. And if you guys have watched the previous videos on here, or the last one where we took the decals off, then you know the areas that I'm talking about. But we're going to go ahead and throw those on and see how it looks. Here we are looking at the back right of the Jeep. And this is where we're going to start. We're going to start by putting this small Empire logo right here where that star was, where it used to be. Okay. So I've already pulled off the backing here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stick this to that and then flatten it down, and then we'll pull off this transfer paper. So hopefully this goes well. I have never done this before and I'm a little nervous about it. I mean, if I mess up, it's not that big a deal. It's not gonna mess the Jeep up or anything. I'll just pull the sticker off. But if I do that, then I'll have to go buy another one. So hopefully this goes well, get it right the first time, and we don't have any crazy huge air bubbles or anything. I also have a buddy who has a YouTube channel. His channel is Kilobyte DIY, and he has a great video on putting decals on as well. I will put a link to that in the description below, as well as a link to his channel. He's got some great stuff on his channel. Go and check him out. All right, so here we go. So I'm just gonna first figure out how I want this oriented. I think like this. So we're just gonna start at the top. Ooh, it's already sticking. Okay, just gonna start at the top and slowly work our way down and make sure that it's nice and flat, trying to avoid any air bubbles. And at the end, we'll take like a credit card or something flat, and if there are any air bubbles, we'll work those out with something sharp. Or not sharp, but flat. You don't want anything sharp, don't want to cut it. Something flat. And I think we're pretty solid. So we're gonna go ahead and peel off the transfer tape and see what we've got. Okay. The transfer paper, I guess, is technically correct term. And so basically you don't want to pull this out this way. You want to pull it and keep it rolled down against so that it doesn't pull off the decal. So I am seeing some air bubbles, but we should hopefully be able to get those out with a credit card or something flat and squeeze those suckers out. All right, so here I've got a little Sonic gift card. I thought it probably wouldn't be too smart of an idea to use my debit or credit card on camera. Didn't want you guys stealing my money. So I've got this Sonic gift card, and I don't know how well you can see these bubbles, but there are bubbles. There's a bubble here, there. Some of them are bigger than others. There's some down here. More than I thought there would be, but we're gonna try to get those out. I'll try and move the camera so y'all can see a little bit better. All right, so I'm still not really sure how well y'all can see. Probably not very well, but hopefully you can imagine where the air bubbles are as you see me scrape these out. So there's An air bubble, we'll start right here. There's an air bubble right there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's one there. So we're just gonna try and press him out towards the edge. If you had to, you could probably take like a little pin needle and just poke a hole and then flatten it out, but I really don't want to do that. I don't want to poke holes in the decal. So we're just gonna try and push him to the edge. And the other thing is that over time, I think these bubbles would also basically absorb, or I don't know what the word, not absorb, but I guess diffuse through the vinyl. If that's not the correct scientific term, I'm sorry. But it will basically, I think, pass through and disappear. But I'd rather get them out now. All right, so for the most part, that looks pretty good. There's still some air bubbles in there. Hopefully those will just go away in time. Maybe the heat will bring them out or something, I don't know. If not, then if I have to, I'll take a little pin and poke holes in the vinyl and then squish it down and get those air bubbles out. Let's go ahead and move on to the next decal. All right, so the decal that we're gonna be doing on this side is a Scout Trooper helmet. The Jeep is going to be Moby, the Scout Trooper. And so this is what we've got here. So we're gonna go ahead and peel the back off this. And make sure that our sticker is not coming off with it. That's very important. So you got to do this slow. And see there, it's starting to come off. We don't want that. We want the sticker to stay on the sticky paper. So you kind of just got to pressure it and maneuver it and get it back. See, there we go again. Right there. So just gonna press that back and then peel. Here's our Scout Trooper helmet. Now I'm gonna try to be a little bit slower about putting this one on than I did the other one in order to minimize those air bubbles as much as possible. I think I'm gonna put it right here in between these two door hinges. Approximately. Start at the top. And just really flatten him out. Little by little. Okay, he's on there. Now, we just need to take off this transfer paper. So far, it's looking really good. I see a little bit of bubbling right here. But other than that, so far I haven't really seen any. Hopefully his eyes and his mouth went well. All right, so again, there's a little bit of air bubbling right here, but other than that, and maybe a little bit down here on his chin, but other than that, he looks really good. So we're gonna get our card back out and try to scrape those bubbles out. All right, so we've got our Sonic card, and we're just gonna scrape these air bubbles out. Not scrape, push them out. All right, you guys, so this one looks really good. Super pleased with the fact that there's no bubbles in his eyes or his mouth. Those are the two biggest pieces. Really glad that that came out the way it did. There's still just a little bit of bubbling here and down here, but other than that, it looks great. So that leaves us with our last decal, which is that big Empire symbol that's going to go on the hood. I'm probably going to go get a couple of friends to help me with that one because it's so big, laying that one out on the front. So I'll get their help, and then I'll show it on the video here, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, let's get it done. All right, you guys, so I had some friends help me put the big Empire sticker here on the front, and it looks really good. And this is right where that star was before, and so we don't really have to worry about any residual ghosting being left behind. Even though I got most of the ghosting taken care of, this goes right over it, so this will pretty much camouflage any of it that is left. Now, if you look really closely, you can see that there are a lot of air bubbles here under this sticker, under the vinyl. Much more than we want, much more than we thought there would be. I'm not really sure why that happened. I mean, I understand why bubbles appear under vinyl because air gets caught, but I'm not really sure why it happened so much with this one as we were putting it on, because we were pretty precise and careful, and there were actually 3 of us, and we were taking our time. It might be the quality of the vinyl itself. This sticker and the small Empire sticker that went in the back right, I got from the same place. Same people made it. And if you remember, that other one, that small one, also had a fair bit of bubbles, though that may possibly have been just because it was my first time doing it. But that Scout Trooper helmet that I put on didn't, and I got that one somewhere else. So I'm kind of wondering if it's the quality of the vinyl. I don't know, but we do have air bubbles. If you stand far enough away, you can't really see them. But if you're close at all, you can see them. And it almost just looks like water droplets sitting on there. But there's quite a few. You might only be able to see the big ones on camera, but there are quite a few. So I am pleased with the sticker. I love it. I think it looks great. The Jeep looks great, although I am really dissatisfied with these air bubbles. So hopefully over time, the sun and the heat will shrink those down, and at least take care of some of the smaller ones. And if not, then we may do a video here soon where we try to remove some of those air bubbles and see what happens. But other than that, there's our sticker, and it's looking good. Hey you guys, thanks for watching this video, hanging out with us today as we put on these decals. This wraps up our part 2 of our decal series. I wasn't planning on doing a third part, but we might go ahead and do a third part like we were talking about a minute ago, and make a video, see if we can take out some of the bubbles out of these decals, out of the vinyl. We'll see what happens. We also have videos coming up where we're gonna look at our lights that we're gonna install on the Jeep, so stay tuned for that. But thanks again for watching, and until next time, take care.